What's up, boys? Today we got a little install video for y'all. Gonna be installing this traction control switch from 5-Star Tuning on the truck. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so before you do anything, you're gonna want to disconnect the battery and leave it disconnected for a good 5 to 10 minutes, you know, just to make sure everything's good. So yeah, disconnect the battery. All right, so after you disconnect the battery, this is the stuff you're gonna need. You're supposed to use a step bit, you know, the drill bit, but I don't have one, so I'm gonna use these things. Hopefully they help. Drill, little cutting things, zip ties, something to, you know, take off the trim and stuff, and a 10 mil just for the battery. Yeah, comes with instructions, but I'm gonna show y'all a video today. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so what you want to do first is come to the steering wheel, look under here, and pop this piece down right here. Just pull it down. Don't be afraid to pull it. Yeah, under here you have a 7mm bolt right there. So you're gonna take those out, and then you're gonna pull this piece out. Okay, so we got those two out, those two 7mm. So I'm guessing now you just pull on this, and it should come out. Don't be afraid to pull. Yep, there we go. Leave this whole spot exposed because the switch is gonna be around here. Well, that's where I'm gonna mount it. You can mount it anywhere, but I'm gonna put it right here where Beefcake put it. So yeah, take this stuff off. All right, so next, you don't have to do this, but I'm gonna get the hole started. I'm gonna put it right here. See, that's the way I have the trim piece. I'm gonna start the hole right here, then go with the other drill bit. So yeah. All right, so there we go. I got the hole made. It's gonna be right there. Hole didn't come out too bad, but yeah, now we're gonna put the little switch through it. And I'll show you how that looks. Pretty sure it just goes clicked on because it has these things right here, but yeah. All right, so I finally got the switch on here. There's a little pain to put on. I think this is gonna be the hardest part. But for me it was. I may have to grind it down a little bit. But yeah, got it in there, fit perfect.
What are you talking about?
Shush. Yeah, it fit perfect. Yeah, let's go on to the next step. All right, so next you're gonna wanna poke a hole in that grommet that I'm pointing at, all the way back here. This one. You're gonna wanna poke a hole in there, and that's where you're gonna feed your wire through. Get a little close up. There it is right there. You're gonna wanna poke a hole somewhere there. Not in the harness though. Just poke a hole in. That's where you're gonna feed your wire through. Yeah, right there. Once you poke the hole in that grommet, you should see whatever you stabbed it with on the other side. So here's my flathead right here. And that's where the wire's gonna go through and go in there, you know. It'd be better to run it from the other side into here. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tape this to the tip of the screwdriver so that we can feed it through easily. You know, won't be so hard. But yeah, got it all taped up. Now let's feed it through. Okay, so that took like 20 years to do, but finally got this through there. That's around. Yeah, now we're gonna connect this. First, we gotta make a hole right here, so let's go do that. Okay, so where this came off of, we're gonna align it. You see, that's where the button's gonna be. Right behind the button, you wanna make another hole right behind it, so it'll be around here. So you're gonna make that same hole right there, just to feed the wire through. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so we got that hole made. Now we're gonna feed the wire through, and the red is gonna go connected to this first one right here, and the black right here in the back. So red right here, black over here. Okay, so let's feed that wire through. See down here you got a bunch of space. You're just gonna wanna feed that wire through. So we can get it. You may have to pull on it a little bit. Not too much, but yeah. There we go. Now we're gonna connect it there. Once you get it connected, you can go ahead and pop that piece back on right there. And yeah, look, that's where the button's gonna be right there. We're gonna go wire it under the hood here after I get this stuff put on. So let's go. All right, boys, so this is how it goes wired. You unplug this one from this one right here, and you put these in there. So yeah, that's how that goes. And then you just tie it up, make it look all organized. But yep, that's how that goes. Before we put everything back together, we're gonna go ahead and put the battery back and test it, see if it's actually working, if we didn't miss anything. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right, boys, we got the truck running now. Some of my stuff is already disabled, like that thing up there, because of these guys that took my headliner off. They had to unplug this stuff, so yeah, some of that is already off. But watch, when you hit the switch, you'll see the little ABS thing come up. Boom, there it goes. Turn it off. Boom. On. Off. And if you don't have any of these things already on your screen, it'll start saying stuff right here, and that's how you know it's working. So yeah, we got that installed. Look, all nice and neat. Just one little tap of a button turns your traction control all the way off. It will not kick back on like it's said to do. Sometimes it kicks back on, that's what I've heard. But this will turn it off completely. You know, when you're racing, it will not kick back on, none of that. Completely off. But yep, that's how you install that. Hope y'all enjoyed.